Good evening and welcome to Real Talk, where we have real conversations about business, entertainment, and lifestyle. I am your host, Angelita the Coach. I am joined in the studio this evening with Gwen Davis Yancey. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I am good. Thank you so much for coming in and talking with me this evening.
I am excited. Yes.
Yay! Gwen is the owner of You Can Mind Shift, and I am also in the studio with none other than Talia Foster, co-owner of the Ellington Event Center. Look,
Yes.
co-owner of the Ellington Event Center. How are you?
I am fantastic.
Thank you for coming back. This is your second time.
Yes.
Thank you for coming
No
back
problem. Thanks for having me.
and chatting with me. She is the co-owner of the Ellington Event Center, along with.
Desiree Marion.
Okay, all right. So I thought about it after the fact. We should have had her come.
on.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, Desiree.
Well, we can come back.
Yeah. Shout out to Desiree.
Hey,
This is episode 18, and it is titled "This Is Your Season." Our topics of discussion this evening are going to be mind shift fulfillment, small groups. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. The TV show Mind Shift, and of course the Ellington Event Center and the Small Business Saturday pop-up. But before we get started, I want to thank our sponsor. Real Talk is sponsored by One Unit Executive Protection, One Vision, One Movement, One Action, and One Unit. Some services that are provided are personal security, armed and unarmed, K9 protection, and more. Contact One Unit for all of your executive protection needs at 248-929-4882 or email unit ep@gmail.com. So, again, I am your host, Angelita the Coach. I am joined in the studio with Gwen and Talia. King will be joining us in just a few moments. So, we're going to dive right in.
All right.
Dive right on in. Okay, so I explained, well, briefly before we came on, I talked about how I had seen Gwen at a conference earlier this year, but I didn't get a chance to connect with her. We were both speakers at the Rise to Power conference.
Yes.
So,
yes.
I didn't get a chance to connect with her there, so we connected on social media, and then I'm like, hey, I got this really cool platform, my own podcast. So I'm like, I gotta have her on the show because she's doing so much. Like so many people came out to see you at the Rise to Power conference. Just everything going on. You have a TV show, all of that good stuff. So before we talk business, who is Gwen? Tell us a little bit about you.
Who is Gwen?
Yes.
Well, it's interesting that you asked that question because Gwen is at this stage in her life where she is coming out.
Okay.
It's like when you've been, I've been practicing law. This is my 25th year.
Okay.
And when you've been involved in a very serious profession,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very
and
serious.
I've done a lot of family law. I focused on family law for years. I've kind of shifted, but I focused on family law for years and very passionate about making sure that when people have children, that they have equal rights to be able to spend time with their children, and that can be very challenging in the court systems. So I've gotten used to this various kind of serious lifestyle, and I have 5 children, which is very serious, But I'm just at this stage where I am having fun, and I'm rediscovering what fun looks like to me.
Nice.
And I think it's really important for people when you reach a certain age and you have had all these responsibilities, you get so far away from having fun outside of doing stupid stuff because I'm past doing stupid stuff. I don't even have time for that.
Right.
But, just so I'm this attorney. I'm a mind shift fulfillment strategist, so I'm really into empowering particularly ambitious, high-achieving women to go from unfulfillment to fulfillment. I'm this TV host, which I had so much fun with it, even though some of the things are serious, but
Right.
it still was a lot of fun because I wanted it to be fun.
Nice, yes.
So,
yes,
yeah.
Yes. Yes. See, and that's how I want my podcast to be like, okay, we're going to talk business and we're going to talk all the other stuff, but it's a place for you to come to relax, have fun, and just enjoy the hour, but yet you can still talk about your business and all of that good stuff. Right. So that's a question that I'm going to ask you. So no business. Don't tell me anything about your business. Who is Talia?
You know what? I always get asked this question, and for some reason, of course, the answer always changes. You said no business.
No business.
So,
I need some. Who are you? Who is the woman behind all these? Who is the mogul? Who the woman behind all these businesses?
I mean, I'm a go-getter, a motivator. I mean, I feel like I inspire a lot of people to, get off their behinds and go for their goals. I know my story has inspired quite a few people. So really just, I don't know. Honestly, I don't even know what to say.
Right. Because it's just, I think that, because I think I have a hard time answering that question too. Sometimes like, well, who is, and it's just like, I'm just me. Like,
I'm just me.
This is what you get, whether it's, the business side of things, whether it's the personal side, like, I'm just me. You get this authentic person.
Right.
So I would probably say, like, when I look at both of you, I definitely can say you get a very authentic person.
Right.
So that's cool. That's
like
cool.
that.
Yeah.
I think you have it on a shirt, right? Or something like that. Or not yet.
Okay. Look, you see,
It's coming. Okay.
You see, I did not say anything.
I like
was
that
like,
though, but I mean that's true. I feel like that's true. I am a very authentic,
and
genuine
I do have the person that can definitely put it on a shirt for me.
You said no business.
Okay, we didn't say no business.
We'll talk later. But no, I really feel like I am that authentic, genuine person, and everything that I do it because I genuinely love it. Not because I want clout or recognition. It's something that I love. So
yeah, definitely. I like that. Okay, so I just had to ask that question because so many people you see, especially on social media, like you see the business side of what we do more so than anything, and rightfully so.
Right.
Rightfully so. That's what you should see. But sometimes it's just good to hear a little bit about the person behind the business. I'm still you're still a human being.
Right.
You're still a person. So even though, we juggle life and, businesses, hey, there's still a person here. So
still me.
Yeah. So I like to, give people a little insight. Hey Randy, where's my phone number? So, if you have any questions for Gwen or Talia, you can call us at 248-838-3661. That's 248-838-3661. Thank you, Randy. Oh, he gave me the thumbs up, y'all.
My mic wasn't on.
Okay, so I'm going to go back to you, Gwen. How did you come up with the concept of your business, You Can Mind Shift?
It's a journey for me because I actually was. They didn't call it bullying when I was growing up, but I was picked on a lot. I was teased. That's what they called it to really minimize it, but it really is bullying. And when you go through changes like that, you begin to believe the hype,
right.
And it was particularly difficult because it was within my own culture. Okay, so when you have people that are calling you names based on how you look, and they are within your own culture, it can really have a big impact on how you view yourself. Right? And so if you view yourself in a questionable manner or a negative manner, it follows you. and it follows you into everything that you do, and you don't realize it. And many times you think, okay, well, if I, get this degree or get this accomplishment, yes, those are great things, but that doesn't change what has been implanted.
Yes.
And so there was a really pivotal moment. You go through. I mean, I've had people ask me, "Well, I'm trying to figure out what you are," and just things that I find interesting. You don't know me. You've never seen me before, but what is it about me that thinks that that makes you think you can ask me questions that are personal questions? And many times we have to look in and say, okay, what is it that I'm exuding? What am I? How am I presenting myself for people to think that they can just come and say something, or ask something, because I know people they wouldn't have done that to, because they would not have known the response. But there was a particularly pivotal moment. My oldest daughter, Natasha, was murdered due to domestic violence.
Wow.
So that in and of itself is difficult. But a particular pivotal moment was after we left the cemetery and we came to my home, and there were family members, one in particular, that wanted to know the details. Now, we're in my home. I just buried my daughter.
Yes, absolutely.
I actually fainted at the, because it's a really, you put some dirt on your, it's quite something. But you come into my home and you think it's appropriate to start asking me questions and saying, well, we've never had anybody murdered in our family before, so da-da-da-da-da. Can you imagine?
Wow.
And so I'm thinking, I don't quite know what I was thinking. All I know is I was trying to avoid the conversation. Because one, I don't even have that kind of relationship. Yes, it's a relative, but I didn't have that kind of relationship. Two, it wasn't even the time if I wanted to discuss that.
Absolutely.
So I remember we were in the kitchen. I remember going into the dining room thinking, okay, I'm going to just leave the room. And so it was like she was the ringleader because she was saying something and the rest of them are like,
like
waiting
her little,
to see if I'm going to say something. So they followed me into the dining room, said something else, then followed me into the living room, and then followed me into the sunroom. And then sunroom was, there was only one entrance in and one entrance out, And so I was beginning to feel trapped in my own home. And that time period made me realize that I had to do some real shifting as to how I view myself, how I deal with other people, how I respond to other people. So that was a very pivotal moment for me. And it was really, and of course I wasn't thinking of mind shift, but as the years went on, I systematically had to really identify what kind of mindsets did I develop, what kind of habits did I develop that, and how could I do something about that? How could I shift those? How could I change those so that I would be able to respond in the way that I want to respond without it coming across like we're getting ready to get into a tussle.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I might need to come talk to you, Gwen.
So yeah, that was really the beginning,
Right.
And it just started dissecting things so that I could be that happy Gwen that's sitting here right now. You know what I mean?
And so it's kind of like all the pieces probably started to come together after that, like the different things where you're like, okay, well, we're going to
start dissecting them so that you pull things out and you take a look at it and see the impact. Because sometimes it's not even a big event. it's a lot of small events, a lot of small things, and you realize why you respond the way that you do. You know, whether you get mad quick, whether you respond because my love, part of my love is science. My undergraduate degree is in biology. I used to teach chemistry. So I am very into the mind and into the brain and how they work. And so all of that goes together. So I had to really learn they call it rewiring your mind. You know, rewiring how you think. But in order to do that, you've got to know how you think in certain ways and why.
Right.
You know, looking back and not being afraid to identify those things and not relive them. You know, you don't want to relive them, but you want to be able to identify the components so that you can pull out what can empower you and then, you know, be able to feel comfortable telling your story. Yeah.
That's
I call it walk on your story because when you can walk on something, you've got power over it.
Yes.
I like that. I like how you explain that because, you know, even just, you know, there's things that we don't want to talk about that has happened in our past. I'm sure we, you know, maybe not all, but, you know, some of us have things that we don't want to talk about in our past. But what happens is that as you get, as you grow, I guess, I would say as you grow, some of those it doesn't bother you like it used to. You know what I'm saying? Like you're able to talk about it. You know, you're able to come out and, you know, whether if it's your story or whatever the case may be, you're able to tell it. So so I like that. So explain to us what ambitious high achieving is all about, because I know that was one of the topics you wanted to discuss. So, and I want to know about it too.
My main clients for coaching are ambitious, high-achieving women. I call it the aha woman. And she is similar to me in that she has a professional background. She has a fairly substantial career. She may even be making a fairly substantial income, but she knows something is missing. Something is missing internally. She's tried to fill that gap, that void, by maybe getting more degrees, maybe getting more certifications, maybe opening up a different business, you know, constantly searching, but it's like having an itch that you can't scratch. And so that is the client that tends to come to me, and they're usually between about 38 and 58. You know, where you're going through, you know, you may still have children or you may have young grandchildren, and you're going through something and you almost don't want to tell anybody because people look up to you.
Yes.
And you don't want them to no longer, it's not so much that you need them to look up to you, but if they rely on you, like if whatever your profession is, like, you know, me being an attorney, I didn't want people to know how I was feeling.
Right.
Because they're going to say, well, I don't want her as an attorney, you know.
Because the expectation is higher for you. Right.
You know, but I'm at this point where let's be real here.
Right.
Let's be real, because it doesn't matter what your profession is, you're going to have some issues. And if you're not dealing with those issues, then we have this, you know, this like what we have now, this big mental health epidemic. You know, so
and that's so swept under the rug.
Yeah, it is.
And it shouldn't be, But there are a lot of professionals, and you know, when I mention a person that's in a career, that career can be your 9 to 5, or that career can be your business, or that career can be both. You know, where you have a 9 to 5 and a business on the side. But she is that ambitious, high achieving woman. She has high goals. She's ambitious about what she wants to do, but she's just is kind of going in circles and can't figure out why until she comes to me.
Okay, I like that.
But you know, it's interesting because as a lawyer, as a family law attorney, I don't just represent one gender, but I tend to have more men that come to me as a family law attorney. So I have a heart for men.
Because we struggle.
But, that's a whole nother conversation. But you all do. But a lot of it is the way that the court systems are set up.
Favor.
And it's terrible. It's really, really terrible. But I know that my coaching techniques are very involved with systematically studying things. Men look at things a little more compartmentalized. Women look at things a little more holistic, which is why sometimes it seems like we're all over the place.
Right.
We can connect almost everything.
Yes, we can connect those dots.
Which is good, but not so good because it can get us off track.
Yes.
But
whatever, King. He over there like,
Yeah.
That happens.
It's true. I tell it like it is. But I think a lot of my techniques for coaching are more suited for the way that we think as women. And but I hopefully men can get the kind of coaching that they need, beyond finances.
We got to step
beyond
up.
finances.
We got to step up more.
I
Yes.
agree.
Yeah.
I mean, we all do. I
Yeah.
think
We all do. We all do.
Yeah.
Everybody is at fault, not just men.
Can I see my phone number here again? I gotta put it out here so often. 248, if you want to call in, 248-838-3661.
Again.
I got so tongue tied right there.
Again, that's 248-838-3661. We at studio format. Call in.
Yes, call in and talk to us. Ask Gwen questions. Ask Talia some questions. Ask King some questions. So nice of you to join us, sir.
Man, I apologize. It wasn't me tonight. It was just some type of little freak accident out there by where I stay. But we're here.
We're here,
we're
and
tired.
that's exactly we're here. Okay, so I got to take a break and I got to thank some more sponsors, and we're going to come back and we're going to talk some more. Key Virtual Professionals is a virtual solution business that is dedicated to assisting entrepreneurs, businesses, and nonprofit organizations, providing support in various areas of your business, such as virtual office administration, document preparation, social media management, financial management, event planning, and traveling. These services will help your business stay on track. Schedule your discovery call today by visiting www.keyvirtualprofessionals.com. That's www.keyvirtualprofessionals.com. Y'all, okay. We're going to come back. I got some more questions for Gwen. But Miss Talia, hey, lady.
Hey.
Okay. So again, I have to say I am absolutely so proud of you.
Thank
I'm
you.
so happy for you. You are doing your thing, okay?
As my daughter would say, I'm in my prime.
Okay. She is definitely leveling up, y'all.
Yes.
Okay? Yes. So I must say, and it's her, but I get excited. I must say, I get excited when people are just doing so good and doing great, and things are just manifesting for them. Like, I get excited, like I am that sister that's like
it pours over. It pours over.
All my love that I give you, like, that's genuine. That's so for real. I am so.
We've been rocking with each other.
Yes,
for how long
we've been
now?
rocking with each other for some
years.
years.
Yes.
Like some years.
Yeah.
It's been some years.
Yeah.
So
They only said some years, and they're gonna say how many.
Yeah, you don't remember.
It's been a while.
But you know what? Because it hasn't been like 2 years or 3 years or 4 years. Like, it's literally been some years.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like in the beginning, when I first started doing vendor shows, and that goes back to
That was a while ago.
maybe 2000. How long you been on Facebook?
Ooh.
2009,
Yeah.
2010.
2007.
Okay, look, I'm
I
just interested. What do you?
Okay. I'm sorry, we got off track. Okay, my bad. So I say all of that to say we're gonna start talking about her new baby, which is the Ellington Event Center.
Yes.
So I'm so excited. Yay!
Thank you.
We ain't got no sound effects. Yay!
Boom.
So tell us about the Ellington Event Center. So
Yes.
I want to hear all about this.
So we just opened the Ellington Event Center a few weeks ago. It's a upscale boutique venue in Warren. Holds 80 to 100 people. It's at 13 Mile and Mound. We have plenty of parking, which was like my number 2 thing on my list when I was looking for event spaces. We host all type of events from wedding ceremonies and receptions, baby showers, bridal showers, pop-up shops. We actually have a promotion going right now for entrepreneurs to rent space Monday through Friday. You get just buy one day, get one free.
Shout out to you just being a hybrid of all the cars.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just blend it in. We just gonna make it work.
Right.
Thank you. We actually just had a Kidpreneur Expo. So my goal was years ago to plan this Kidpreneur Expo, and now this is the 2nd year in a row. Now that I have my own space, I can have it there. So we actually had kids from. We started off at 8 to 17, but we had some parents asking, could we do younger? So our youngest child was 5. And they all came and they set up their own, beautiful tables to sell their products.
Though you edified
Awesome.
it, just one more time. The Kidpreneur. That's
But it was
so
dope.
needed.
It was
so
dope.
dope. Yeah.
Like
So
I didn't
needed.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to go to this year's,
Yeah,
but
you
I
went
went
last year.
last year. And I mean, when I tell you these kids, she was this one little girl, and I believe she came back. Like she came from
Must be
around.
Bailey.
She came from around the table. She told me all about her products.
that's what's
She knew
up.
her stuff.
She knew
I
her
was
stuff.
like, yes,
A
all
lot
of
of the
them
kids
did.
that we
All
had,
of
we had
them.
Noah's Lemon. He's 7. And he just did such an amazing job. A full-blown lemonade stand. He came from behind, same thing, and just ice
The
cold
professionalism.
lemonade.
That
You know, it
sounds
was
so
amazing.
That sounds truly amazing because what is social studies doing for us, man?
Yep.
Teach me how to run this business,
Run the
this corporate
business.
America. Let's tap in. You know what I mean? Man,
The
shout out
youngest
to
actually
the
had
kidpreneurs.
someone who was a parent reached out to me and their child was 3.
Wow.
So, but the youngest that we had was 5 with her mom, and even she, and I think she was almost sold out if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
She had just like inspirational girl books, journals, T-shirts. It was amazing. We had kids
dope.
that sold
Yeah.
lip balm, natural care products, bath bombs and soaps and lemonade, tutus. It was amazing. It was amazing.
So what was your inspiration behind doing that? Because as many pop-up things that you hear about, vendor events, never a kidpreneur event. So, and I know you did it last year. So what prompts you to be like, you know what, this is what I'm about to do?
Well, you know what? My daughter, who's now 20, me and my boyfriend, we always talked about entrepreneurship, even with our kids. So it actually started off with, like I said, I had this idea many, many years ago. I just never did it. And so now I'm like, okay, it's time. Now that she's out of high school, I have the time to do everything that I said that I wanted to do. So I actually put her in a program, but it was a 30-week program to teach entrepreneurship from start to finish, where they had to do trade shows and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of where I got the inspiration from, and also just having kids, giving them the platform to come out and set up an actual. Most children are online, or they don't have that in-person platform to to teach them customers, so they can get gain customer service skills, money management. Most of the time it's the parents that's doing it online. So to actually give them that opportunity, or give them that platform to come out and actually meet people in person and interact with them and run their business, that's pretty much where the inspiration came from.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
And it was a good turnout last year, and I didn't get a chance to go this year, but I know it was a good turnout. I know it was amazing. So, can I have your autograph?
Speaking of autographs,
I know, right? We'll
hold
talk
up.
about that in a minute.
Okay.
Hold on, wait. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I say that to say, okay, do y'all, who watches Live in the D? You guys watch Live in the D? Sometimes. Okay, well, I don't get a chance to watch Live in the D, so, I don't. But somebody in the room was on Live in the D a couple weeks ago. So, how was that experience? Like, was that because it was to promote the Kidpreneur event? So, okay, and you brought some kids. You were able to bring some kids.
Headphones,
with
we
you?
have a caller.
Oh, we have a caller.
Okay.
Yes.
Hey, caller.
We have to put
The
her
guests
on.
are putting their headphones on. Just a second.
why my stuff don't ever work.
Oh, and they hung up.
Oh,
Oh, they hung up. Oh, that's too
Well,
bad.
Oh man.
call us back.
Call us back, caller. Call us back.
Okay, so I'll leave those here.
Yeah, leave those there. Let me put mine just in case my caller
Yeah.
called back, so I can see
Right.
what's up. Okay, so go ahead.
So that experience, it was actually amazing to be able to be in the studio. But I mean, I did it really to promote the Kidpreneur event. Actually, I was able to take a few of the children on there. We had one last year we had 3 girls. This year I wanted to make sure that we took at least one of our boy vendors. So we had 2 boy vendors this year. And one young man, it was so funny. He promoted his business. He sold T-shirts, and what I loved about it was, like he said, you see a lot of businesses, girls starting businesses, and then there's a lot of T-shirts and products for girls. So he actually started his own business, T-shirts and fanny packs and all that kind of stuff for boys. So it was pretty dope.
That's cool. That is cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully our caller calls back,
Right.
but that's like choking me. I feel like
I'm like,
hold on, wait a minute, like I got something around my neck. Okay, so I don't know, like I so want to talk about the Ellington Center because I'm just so like I'm excited about the Ellington Center. So I can see you doing it, because it just kind of just flows and goes, because you are also a certified
Accredited event designer.
Okay, so you're also an event designer, so
Yes.
that kind of, and then now you have your own space, so that's amazing. So when's the first event? What is the first event? Like I'm nosy. I'm all in your business.
Well, first event that's for someone else.
No,
or our
well,
own first
actually, I
event?
can't say your first event. It would be your second event that you have coming up.
Yes. So that's the Small Business Saturday pop-up shop on Saturday. I've always wanted to do something for Small Business Saturday. So I actually have that opportunity now that I have my
Yes.
own space.
And you can do it when you want to do it,
When I
how
wanna
you
do
want to
it.
do it, because it is your own space. So tell us about some of the vendors that you'll have.
So some of the vendors will have a young lady who sells duffel bags and backpacks. She also sells passport covers. We have someone with lip gloss, lip balm.
Girl, shout them out. What's the name of their business? You can shout.
You know what? Let me pull up the flyer. Let me pull up the flyer. I want to make sure I have
Look,
their
shout 'em
information
out. Give 'em some
right.
love.
Absolutely.
Shout 'em
I would
out.
love to. So we have Indy Nicole, and she, it's 2 young ladies, India and Nicole. Hopefully they're watching. They sell the duffel bags and the book bags.
Nice.
Let me just pull up the flyer really quick.
Nice. Shout
I
out,
want to make
ladies.
sure I pronounce everybody's business name correctly. We also have a young lady who sells Tracy Land,
Okay.
Color Street,
Nice.
which are the nail enamel strips. I've tried them before; they're awesome. We have Glitter by Jay. That's Miss Joanne.
Where the fellas at, man? What they doing out here?
We have
Shout out,
a paparazzi
I had
vendor.
one guy.
We also have Chick Sweets Boutique, and that's Miss Kendra and Annie. Hopefully
Okay. So what
they're
is that?
listening.
What is?
So they have sweets and treats.
Okay. Okay.
And I
Sounded
had-
like food. You see, I was
I've had
like, what
one
is
of their-
that?
They do candy. They do candy tables as
Okay,
well.
nice.
I've had some of their cake jars, and they were amazing.
Nice.
We also have a vendor who sells T-shirts and bracelets and cups, and that's I'm Pretty Too.
Okay.
And then we have Lady E's Precious Finds, and she sells jewelry. And then, like I said, Indy Nicole.
Okay.
Man, shout out the ladies, man. Y'all
Yes,
doing your
ladies
thing,
out here
man.
doing.
Yes.
You said it right.
Yes,
We out here doing our thing.
Yes. So we had to. I'm like, yeah, shout out these vendors and
Yes.
get them some exposure. So the event is what time to what time?
So it's Saturday, this coming Saturday, November 30th. That's National Small Business Saturday. Is at the Ellington Event Center, and that is 5831 13 Mile Road at 13 Mile a Mile, and it's from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Okay.
Sweet.
It's free admission.
Free admission.
Okay.
Yep.
y'all.
Come and shop.
Come shop. Small Business
That's awesome.
Saturday. Yes,
Come
that's
support,
always.
man.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's always good to support. And one of the things that I say about support, yes, come out and support your fellow business owners, but support isn't always in the form of monetary. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it
Absolutely.
can be,
Promotion.
hey, promote.
Promotion,
Let's promote.
sharing.
Yeah, share the flyer, post it on your wall, share it out, send it to somebody. It's so many different ways that you can promote your fellow business owners. And it's not competition, y'all. Don't,
Right,
you know,
absolutely.
stop thinking that, I don't want to share her stuff or I don't want to share his stuff.
Right.
Because this is that and the other. That's how you block your blessings. Don't do that. Okay. So promote your fellow businesswoman and businessman out here. We are all, it's enough money out here for everybody,
Absolutely.
y'all. Okay. So again, it is Saturday,
November 30th from 11 to 4.
Okay. So let me go back. I'm jumping. I got to jump back to Live in the D.
Yes.
Girl, how you get on air?
Can you tell us?
Can you tell us
Well, let me see.
what we got to do? Or do you want to tell us off camera? You can tell us off display.
Well, I mean, okay, so let me start over. So I actually have a PR person.
Got you. So they handle all
then
that.
I also know one of the segment producers.
You got a what person?
A PR person.
Say it one more time.
I have a PR person.
Say it one more time.
I have a PR
Okay.
person. Miss
Are you
Sherilyn Pope.
directing something right now? I mean, I'm confused.
And I also am connected to one of the producers. She
your
reached
manager?
out to me a couple of years ago to do Rhonda Walker's homeless Christmas party. So I have some connections around the city.
That's what's up. That's good.
awesome.
But you know what? And sometimes it's not what you know.
Yes.
It's
Oh,
who you know. So that's good. I am so happy for you. But also, even though you have the Ellington Event Center, but you also got to tell everybody else what you got, what else you do. Like, that's just not.
I'm like, what else do I do?
Yes.
Sometimes I can't keep up.
Are you Jamaican?
I know, right?
Let me tell
I
you.
might have some Jamaican roots.
Tell them, because my next
What
question.
else do I do?
Well,
My apparel business.
you have your apparel business. You
So,
have your
yes.
event. Well, I guess your event design can kind of go with the Ellington now.
So yep, I have prior to the Ellington, I have my event design business. So we actually go out and decorate other venues for events. And that's Lavish Events and Prints by Talia. And then
So are you still going to do that?
right now, yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, we're actually working on a team. So we're working on a team for my business and also for the venue.
Nice. Yay. I'm so proud of her.
busy.
Okay.
Dope.
I know that is super dope. So what makes the Ellington unique?
I mean, I don't want to put anybody out there, but
Don't put them out
I
there.
think for us, I'm really big on customer service. So I've heard about other experiences that people have had. And don't get me wrong, like I'm not trying to knock anybody.
Absolutely not. No.
And we're kind of new in this venue world. But I'm really, really big on customer service. So, I mean, in a sense, the customer is not always right. However, I'll do whatever I can
Right.
to make sure that things, go smoothly. So I think customer service is one big one. And just the personalized service I think that we offer.
That's good. And then you have a good personality. For those of you who don't know her, she has a really dope personality, y'all. Like you cannot not
like me.
like her. You really can't.
Something is wrong with you.
I would have to agree.
I know,
honestly,
it was so funny.
like,
I was
yeah.
typing
You know I gotta
something
ask
the
the
other
magic
day.
question. When your birthday?
April 24th. I'm a Taurus.
She a Taurus. Virgos and Taurus get along great.
Okay.
Sweet.
That's why we get along for so many
Yes.
years. Okay, so what are your open house specials? I gotta let you put those out there too.
Okay. I have to pull that flyer. We have like 1 billion flyers. So let me pull that one up. So right now we have 2 open house specials. One is our $650 package that comes with a 7-hour venue rental that includes your setup and breakdown time, and also 4 to 5 hours of your event time.
And she's definitely a businesswoman because she said she had all those flyers.
Oh,
and she
you should
went
see
right
my-
to it.
Yeah.
Like
You
I'd
should see
have
my
been fumbling.
Canva.
I'd have been fumbling like,
Girl,
hold on.
Canva is just the
I organize. Well, see, what I do is I organize all my pictures in my phone because I do
Business
so much. I have to be able to say, okay, let me pull it up really quick. So I have Canva, and then I have, the things that I offer. So I make sure I keep them all in the
There we
folder.
go.
So we have open house special number 1. That's $650. That includes the tables and chairs, basic linen, centerpiece. You have 3 centerpiece options, charger plates, speaker system. There's on-site parking, and then Open House Special number 2 is just an upgraded package of everything that's included with the first one, but you get the upgraded sequence linen, and then there's an added backdrop to that one.
Go ahead, girl.
Boom.
And then we'll be releasing our prom specials in December because it'll be prime
I
time.
love
Tap
it.
in.
Yay. Okay, so give us a website.
So, right. Our website is www.ellingtoneventcenter, and center is ctr.com. And then you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Ellington Event Center. Everything is Ellington Event Center CTR.
Nice. That's so dope. Thank you.
That's awesome.
Yes, that's
Awesome.
amazing. So we're going to bounce. We got, what, 5? High five? Or you tell me I got 5 minutes? Oh, okay. I got 5 minutes, y'all. So we're going to bounce right back to Gwen, because I wanted to talk about the TV show. This is your first season. This is the first season that you're recording, correct? Or
Of my second TV show.
your second Oh my.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get it right.
Okay. Second TV
Shut
show.
down.
Second TV show. First season.
Yes.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about that. Like how.
So it's Mind Shift with Gwen Davis Yancey, and
our previous guest last week was on your show, Tanita.
Danita.
She
got an
recorded.
email about
Yes,
that. Okay.
yes,
Absolutely,
yes,
absolutely.
yes. Tanita Cash Money.
yes. So the premise really is to it's centered around the Mind Shift Story guest. So the Mind Shift Story guest comes on and they talk about their story. They have already had a Mind Shift session with me. So they come on in the beginning, and then they also come on at the end. And at the end of the show, the last segment, we talk about the Mind Shift strategy session and their aha moments and things like that. And then sandwiched in the middle are business owners who come on, and each show has a theme.
Okay.
So, like, one of the shows had a theme of fear of success, because a lot of people really do have a fear of success. So, she's an entrepreneur, but, she had issues and things like that. And so we talked about that in the beginning. We talked about her aha moments at the end. And then the business owners that are interviewed in the middle talk about their services, but they also talk a little bit about it as how it relates to the theme of the show.
Okay, so each guest is like a 3-part segment.
Yes,
It's the beginning,
and the first set of seasons, it really was 4 segments. It was the Mind Shift Story guest, and then we had a business highlight. The business highlight person had a shorter segment. They were able to talk about their business, and the questions that they were asked still related to the theme of the show.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And then the third segment, which was the segment that Tanita was on, that business owner gets to come on with one of their clients. Because when you come on with a client, then you're not just talking about what you do. You've got a testimonial right there. And there's still, just like anything else, it's still a story to it. And so, and then, like I said, in the last segment, we bring the Mind Shift Story guest back. So we're in different parts of the set. There's really 2 sets. And so it was, and we had a live audience.
Nice.
That was exciting.
Nice.
That was really, really exciting. So, we start the show off. What time is it? It's time to, and everybody screams out, Mind Shift, so.
That is amazing.
Yes.
I like that.
That's energy.
So, we are talking about, serious things and things like that, but when you start things off almost with a laugh or a smile, it actually opens up your spirit. It actually opens up your mind. So you're more likely to receive whatever empowerment you need to receive.
Yes.
It allows you to kind of calm down, relax a little bit, have fun, and now next thing you know, you're listening, because they, of course, there were 2 cameramen and then the center camera, so there were 3 cameras. But I also hired a professional photographer so that he could take pictures of of what's going on, take pictures of the audience. And so he took some short videos, like, maybe 4 seconds, 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And when the Mind Shift Story guests were talking, they were like on the edge of their seats,
Nice.
So it was,
I like
it was
that energy had to
awesome.
be amazing.
It
That
was
just
really
sounds like
something.
the energy was
Yes,
amazing.
Yes.
So, how can people connect with you on social media?
They can connect with me on Facebook, on Instagram. I have a YouTube channel, so they would look for Gwen Davis Yancey. On Facebook, I have my Facebook page is You Can Mind Shift, and then I have a Facebook group, also You Can Mind Shift, and Instagram is Gwen Davis Yancey. My YouTube channel is Gwen Davis Yancey. I'm really into empowering people so they can shift the way that they think and have that impact with their circle of influence. Because we're all influencing people, but how are we influencing them?
Yes.
And what direction are we sending them with our influence?
So, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because this hour goes by so fast.
It does.
Would you come back and be a guest on our show again?
I absolutely would.
Okay, we would definitely love you to come back. I don't ask everybody to come back. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't ask everybody to come back. I'd be like, okay, thanks for coming.
And you just
Bye.
said that live.
Well, if you can get another invite back. then
But that doesn't mean if you didn't get an invite back that I don't like you. No, that's not what it means. But there's just so much that I think, more that needs to be covered, more that she can cover. So, and there's just like some other things that I want to tap in and I want to hear about with you.
Yeah.
Talia, I don't ever have to ask her to come back. She's always welcome. Yeah, you're always welcome. You're like,
And this is my second time.
yeah. You're always welcome to come back. King, I have to say this really quick before we go.
What's up?
I have to, my hat's off to you, King, okay? Because let me tell you, I know people probably think that acting is like the easiest job in the world.
Absolutely
okay?
not.
It is absolutely not the easiest job. Okay, so I got an opportunity over the weekend, okay? And it was an opportunity to act, okay, in a movie, an upcoming movie, okay?
How'd that work out for you?
All I had was one line, okay? One line. Let me tell you, I was so tired after my one line, okay? And I'm gonna tell you because they got to get you from this angle, they got to get you from that angle, they got to get you walking in this way, they got to get you handing the stuff to this person, and then it's like so many different things. Like I was going to set up for my pop-up shop the night before, and so like once I got done taking all my takes, I was like, I had to sit down. I was like, oh my God, I was like.
And we still got 5 more hours to go.
Okay, all I had was one line, and that was it. Okay, so my hats off to you, King. Hats off to all the actors who are out here just acting, doing their thing.
Absolutely.
But that's my cue. I have to go. Thank you guys for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
And yeah, we're gonna have you back.
All right, that sounds good. That sounds good.